Carl, a busy week for yourself and the RFL, officially becoming Vice President of the RFL. How did that feel, and what sort of week have you had? Just to explain to people who haven't been in the know.
Oh, listen, I'm, like I've said on social media, that really, honoured, humbled, and I'm really, really proud. It's a massive thing, certainly from where I've come from. And the amount of messages I've received from New Zealand. The first one was always from Sir Peter Leach, who said to me, we're all proud of you, and we know you'll do us proud. Just remember who you're representing, which, when somebody like that calls you and speaks to you, it's real humbling, and I have a lot of respect for the man. So if he's saying that, that's probably why a lot of the reasons I got all the messages from back there. But to work alongside Tony Adams as the president, he shares a lot of my values, morals. We've met a couple of times, and great man for our sport. And like he says, he's not going to come in and try and change the sport tactically and all that. He's in it for the people and the players. He does a great job with the sporting chants. So I'm massive on player welfare. I'm really big on the grassroots, and I'll be working a lot with Luke Gales, kicking for grassroots as well. So my philosophy is we get more kids playing the games, and we give these kids decent facilities. And it is part of my role on the RFL, created by Ambassador for the legacy funding. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, and going out and the facilities that these clubs are getting. I've said all along, we can always produce the kids to play the sport, but if we haven't given them, it's our duty to give them a decent facility, and it's the club's duty for them to try and grow their kids' fan base and the players and backroom staff and all that. So it all starts there, and there's no professional game if we don't have the conveyor belt of the kids coming through. So I'm passionate, everyone knows I'm passionate. I fly off on a tangent like I probably am now, but for me it all starts with the kids and the community facilities. I certainly wouldn't have my kids going somewhere and they couldn't get a shower, or their mum couldn't go and use the toilet. I wouldn't take them back. So we provide facilities. I'm sure how good the sport is, we can grow the sport massively.
Obviously, your passion for rugby league has never been in question, but how refreshing is it to be working with someone like Tony Adams, who isn't from a rugby league background, but is so enthusiastic about getting involved and, like you said, not trying to change things, but just growing the profile of the sport, given who he is? Yeah,
and that's exactly what he said. He said if he can do that along the way within his role, and turn some heads and get some people who not really know about the sport coming to watch it, he's pretty confident if they come and watch it, they'll be hooked. He's good friends with Stuart Pearce, and he said he just loves it, and we all know that. He's had a lot of games and that sort of stuff. Tony's really looking forward to going to the games. He watches it now. Massive name for the sport. Just an honour, certainly for myself to rub shoulders along with someone like that. It's it's a proud moment, and I understand who I represent. Not only do I represent Club Doncaster, I represent my family, and I represent all my people and the Pacific Island boys and everyone, all the Pacific nations. I represent all them, and I'll do that with pride.
I know you mentioned in the press conference as well about building this sort of momentum going to the 2021 World Cup. I think your words were that it starts now, and then the games are in 2021. The World Cup's already started for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, and certainly for us in Doncaster, we, our Back the Bid campaign, when we went global with that, had support from all around the world. We've had our meetings, and we'll be getting a steering group meeting now. We need to be more borough focused, because we've only got 15,000 seater stadium, and the plan is to sell it out, and we've got the support of Wakefield and Castleford, and probably their season ticket holders could sell the place out themselves. So we need to do, sort of be more borough-led now, and what I don't want is our own people here in Doncaster, our own people here in Doncaster missing out on such a wonderful occasion coming to our borough.